Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura, the stuttering guitarist. Got Addie in studio today. She decided she wanted to come hang out. The Detroit Red Wings have had a phenomenal start to the season, now 5-1-0. The reason this is such a big deal, if you weren't paying attention before the season started, is that the first 6 games, Detroit was going to face teams that all made the playoffs and are all looking like they're heading there again this year. The opening game against Montreal, Detroit got embarrassed. The reaction in the room and with the media was probably the most over the top I'd ever seen after one game to start a season. There was so much anger and disappointment after that loss, but that ended up being, at least according to Coach McClellan, the catalyst for those next 5 games. So Detroit bounces back, and they beat Toronto back-to-back. They beat the Florida Panthers, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, and now they've beaten the Edmonton Oilers. So for Detroit to have started that well, it's a big motivator for them to try to grab some points early and be more consistent throughout the year. So in the game yesterday, Detroit ends up winning 4-2. Dylan Larkin, 2 goals, 2 assists. Lucas Raymond, 2 assists. Emmitt Finnie, 2 goals, 1 assist. That line combined for 9 points yesterday, and Finnie gets his first and second NHL goals. Emmitt Finnie is clearly much, much better than anyone had predicted, especially when he was drafted. Drafted in the 7th round. So Emmitt Finnie comes in, he has a tremendous camp, he has a tremendous preseason, and he grabs the spot. Well, he's now tied for 3rd in points on the team. I'm going to do a little bit of a rundown here. Finnie has 5 points in 6 games. No one I talked to before camp had Finnie making the team, before the prospects game. So here's the rundown by points. Dylan Larkin leads the team with 11 points in 6 games, and he leads the team at a +9. Again, I know people don't pay attention to plus minus anymore, just worth noting. Alex DeBrincat, he's second with 6 points in 6 games, no goals yet, even rating. Lucas Raymond, +5, 5 points in 4 games. Remember, he's missed 2 due to injury. 2 goals and 3 assists. So Raymond is better than a point per game. So only played 4. He still got 5 points. Patrick Kane, 2 goals and 3 assists in 5 games for 5 points. Patrick Kane's at a point per game right now. And then Emmitt Finnie, 6 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, and second highest plus minus on the team at a +7. So that line are almost all clicking at a point per game or better. Larkin, obviously, he's very near 2 points per game with 11. Raymond, he's just over a point per game with 5 points in 4 games. And now Finnie, he's just under a point per game, 2 goals and 3 assists. It really seems like Finnie has cemented the spot on Larkin's wing for, let's say, at least the next 10 games, 10, 15 games. We don't know how the road trip is going to go. But through 20 games, when we're talking about this, unless something drastic happens, Emmitt Finnie is Dylan Larkin's left wing. The surprise can't be understated on this. Finnie, first, his skating, I think, is kind of his calling card that got him to this position. Larkin is an incredibly fast skater. Raymond, he's fast and he's skilled. He can get all over the ice. So for Finnie to keep up with them in a game, it's impressive, because that's part of the issue of that line, is that both Raymond and Larkin are so fast that you need someone who can keep pace with them, and that's not easy, especially a game like yesterday where there was 11 minutes of nonstop play. You have to be skating. And Finnie is up to the task. And in fact, I don't know if this is just his conditioning, maybe because he's such a young guy. His gas tank is incredible. He can be at the end of a 30-second, 40-second shift and still get a burst of speed down the ice to create something offensively. So Finnie, he's checked all the boxes of what you needed for a winger for Larkin at this point. I think it's safe to say Emmitt Finnie is much better than anybody thought. And in truth, people who aren't following the Red Wings, and even a lot of people who do, had no idea who Emmitt Finnie was before this season started. At least at this moment, they've finally solidified Larkin's line, and it's the first time, it's the first time since Bertuzzi left, because you had a glimpse of Larkin, Raymond, and Bertuzzi. So Dylan Larkin's got the stability he was looking for, and Emmitt Finnie, I never gave him enough credit for how good of a skater he is, and I've never said anything disparaging about his skating. He's just that much better than I thought he was, and he continues to be game after game. But I'd like to hear from you. Do you think Emmitt Finnie legitimately is going to be on that line pretty much for 82 games this season, barring injury, barring anything else? Or is he going to hit a rough patch as a rookie, maybe go down a line or two at times just to kind of work things out? Or have they locked in Dylan Larkin's left wing with someone nobody expected in Emmitt Finnie? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. We're steadily getting toward the 1,000 point, and we'll be doing something special with the channel once we hit 1,000 subscriptions. Thanks again for stopping by.